What's up, guys? Welcome to the Honky Tonk, and this is the Doctor. Today, I will be reviewing one of my favorite games this year, Dragon's Dogma 2. I'll first be talking about things that I really liked, followed by critiques of the game and how it could potentially have been improved. So let's get into it. In my opinion, Dragon's Dogma 2 has the best character creator out there, and trust me, I've seen my fair share of character creators. Dragon's Dogma 2 character creator is deep enough to be a separate minigame on its own, and quite frankly, Capcom did demonstrate it by releasing it as sort of an early demo that was free to download and free to play. What I particularly find interesting about Dragon Dogma 2's character creator is the fact that it lets you even customize the style of its walking and posture, which, in my opinion, is groundbreaking. The pure details and options and the ability to make near realistic copies of real world people is just muy delissimo, and it just adds another layer of entertainment to the game, and quite honestly is amazing. Now time to talk about my favorite thing about the game, Dragon's Dogma. More like Dragon's waifu maker.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yes, I'm talking about the pawns. You now have the ability to create the girlfriend that you never had. Pretty solid selling point if you ask me. Wink wink, nudge nudge. And man, people did not disappoint. So many waifus and pawns to check out for their stats and specialties. Apart from the waifu generating ability, you can also be accompanied by legendary knights of your imagination. Now my pawn was a beast friend with a reddish mane that I named Simda, and yes, the high fives that we did after every battle will be cherished, my fallen pixelated brother. But god damn, Sir Manila and Nadinia got me acting up. Just look at them moves. I'm joking. I'm no furry, but if you are one, well...
Stop it. Get some help.
Now, since Dragon's Dogma 2 is an open world game, let's talk about exploration. Dragon's Dogma 2's exploration is up there with the best of them. The day-night system with different kinds of enemies and bosses that you encounter depending on what time it is great. And with the added element you constantly are losing energy, it just adds another layer of survival mechanism that you don't find in many other games, and quite frankly is quite unique. Also, the fact that the map isn't massive works in its favor, because it's not just another empty open world that we've gotten pretty much accustomed to, because every game these days is just bloated out of proportion without any proper substance in between. Stuffy. Another thing that I really like about Dragon's Dogma 2 is that the game really believes in jumping you. There were so many times when I would be fighting a golem or an ogre, and suddenly I would have a griffin or a manticore join the fight, not to mention all the smaller enemies like goblins, bandits, and those salamander looking creatures also coming in to get their just desserts. And frankly, it was a very enjoyable facet of the game, and it sure made your victory feel all the more sweet. Now let's talk about difficulty. Dragon's Dogma 2 is not a game that is very difficult, so you might be a bit disappointed if you like a soul swant like myself, or you just genuinely like hard games. But its single difficulty setting still keeps you hooked and doesn't let the game become stale, nor it does feel like it's a slog. So all in all, good difficulty. Now let's talk about my gripes. Let's get the thing that everyone is aware about and everyone had something to say. Microtransactions. Now, as someone who really doesn't like microtransactions, I'm not going to criticize the game too much for it, because to be very honest, the microtransactions in this game are not something that, in a sense, must have or lock potential important gameplay features behind a paywall. So all in all, I'm quite neutral to it, and I really don't have an opinion about it. In a single player game, do you expect microtransactions, or do you want microtransactions? No. But are they harming anyone? In this particular case, no, but it is a slippery slope, and I do see where all the criticism is coming from. It would have been a different thing if it was a free-to-play game, because at the end of the day, devs need to earn their revenue, and DLC, microtransactions, etc., are potential things that those kind of devs can use to earn money. But definitely not in Dragon's Dogma's case. It's already $60 to $70, possibly more, depending what edition you buy and where you live. So I'm not really happy that they put microtransactions in, but I'm not gonna leave and lose my sleep over it, because at the end of the day, all the things that you have of the options to buy, you can easily get by playing the game. The save system is absolutely the most criminal thing in this game. Absolutely hate the saving system. I mean, the main way of saving the game is to sleep in an inn, while the other is akin to a quick save. Now, you make the mistake that I made and anger the guards in one of the missions, and they gang up on you and put you in a jail with no way for you to escape. Guess what? All your progress is going to be deleted because you didn't sleep in an inn because you wanted to save money, or you were unaware that it was really important to sleep at an inn, because that essentially is a checkpoint. Another factor to consider is that you only get one save file. I mean, really just one save file. You have this absolute gorgeous character creator and the ability to create different kinds of pawns, and it is restricted to only one file. Like, literally only one file. I mean, absolute madness. And to be very honest, they need to fire whoever came up with that idea ASAP. To me, it seems that microtransactions are probably targeted at a very special niche, and I think that's the working class people with long, hard jobs who don't have a lot of time to grind the game, just to give them an easier way out, possibly make their experience more enjoyable. In conclusion, I thoroughly enjoyed my time with it, and being a soul savant, it did feel good to play a game where I could just switch my brain off, not have to constantly worry or be on the edge when going against bosses, and just lose myself in its world. It totally feels like it was made with the working men and women and their time in mind. Easygoing, not very stressful, and just downright fun. It definitely is one of the better games you'll see this year, and can potentially be a candidate for Game of the Year. I rate Dragon's Dogma 2 5 feather pillows on the softest mattress that you can find. Enjoy. Like, share, and subscribe. This is the Doctor, and I'm out.